Episode of Cooking with Chef Keith. I am with our good friend Rich, and they're part of Off Grid Couple. We're going to be doing a wood-fired pita bread. So we have all ingredients here. We got some whole wheat flour, oil, yeast, salt. Use all-purpose, but I prefer a double O Caputa flour. It's got a finer grain. The yeast works really good with it, and it reacts faster, so we get that nice Italian flavors in there as well. In the bowl, we've already added 2 cups of water, a tablespoon and a half of yeast, and a tablespoon of sugar. So we're going to mix these items together. That way we can get this yeast activated. Now that we have our dry ingredients together, we're going to add the oil to the water, combine these, and start mixing it up. For this, I like to use at least 1 ounce of oil. Sometimes we go a little heavy when we like it. All right, now I want to mix this salt up in this flour because I don't want that salt hitting that yeast right away because it's its enemy. We're just going to kind of blend that in. So now that we got the dough kneaded, this wheat flour is very dense. So when you're mixing these, you have to make sure that you keep an eye on this mixer while it's mixing. I added another cup of water into this mixture because it was so dense that we wanted to make sure that it was pulling properly and getting that kneading that was required from the bowl. So now we're going to take this out and we're going to knead it a little bit more on the cutting board before we set it aside for proofing. And this is kind of what you're looking for. You want that nice, it's pulled away from the sides. You take off some of this excess here. Let's make sure we're ready to go. And then we're going to take our bowl that we made our dry mix in, and we're going to add some oil to it, and then we're going to set it aside for proofing. We're probably going to knock this down a couple times, and then later we'll make them into smaller pitas and let them rest on the cutting board so that later we can roll them out and put them in the oven. Look at that color we're getting on that pita right there. There you go. I want to have that hollow sound. Right, now we have our pita bread done and out of the oven. Here we go.
Okay, welcome back. You just saw the finish of the pita bread, and now we are going to make lamb curry to go inside this fresh baked pita bread.
Absolutely. Really excited. So we have a few ingredients already started ready to go. We have our garlic, our carrots, and our shallots. We're going to be using a grass-fed ground lamb. 2 important seasonings that I really like is the curry and the soul seasoning. It's got all of that ginger and all of the cumin and all that wonderful seasoning that makes the curry just absolutely phenomenal. So let's get this in the fire and get started.
Let's do it.
Get some oil in there. Now we're going to get this hot. So our pan's smoking. Now we want to get our vegetables in there. We're going to start with our onions and carrots. Garlic doesn't take a long time. We don't want to burn it because it'll turn bitter. We're going to stir that up. Oh, bring it back out just a second. We want to get some seasoning on there. We're gonna add a little bit of salt and some black pepper. All right, let's get that cooking. All right, now that we get some color on these things, you can start seeing we got color on there because that's where the oven is in the fire. So now we're gonna add our garlic. We're gonna saute this up. Not gonna take a lot. There's enough heat in that pan to cook that garlic. So now let's get that lamb in there right away. Ooh, that's gonna be yummy. All right, let's get this in there and let's start searing that meat. All right, now that we got that lamb in there, we're gonna wanna start seeing it. You can start seeing some of that color. This is by the fire, so you're gonna start seeing that color. So now we wanna mix it up, make sure we're getting even cook on this. Get all that carrot and onion, all that flavor is gonna start going. All right, let's get it in there. All right, let's bring this out. We're gonna mix it up and start adding some seasoning. As you can start seeing, you're starting to get that caramelization of that meat and that sear. Just being by that fire. See all that steam coming out of there? Look at all that great color. At this point, we're gonna wanna start seasoning our meat. So, we're gonna add some more salt because we added all that meat. Some pepper. We're gonna add our soul seasoning. Not gonna be shy. Where all the flavor. And we're gonna start slowly adding some curry. We're gonna add this in 2 stages. All right. All right, let's get some meat in there. Trying to get some nice color. Look at that caramel. Trying to get a mix on this. So we did 1 round of seasoning. Oh, it's just looking beautiful. All right, keep it going. We're gonna be serving this with some roasted cherry tomatoes. So I got some paprika, some fresh thyme, salt, pepper, and olive oil. Let's get this started. All right, we're gonna mix our meat again. Look at that color. Absolutely yummy. We're getting really close here. I know we cut the video in and out, but from start to finish, we're looking, based on the temperature of the oven here, we're about 6 minutes in. On your stove or in your oven in your house, it's probably gonna take more like 10 or 15, based on how hot you get your oven. Again, it's not about the heat sometimes when you're cooking at home. This is about the heat and how you regulate it, being close and as far to the coals as you can. So we're probably maybe a minute out. Let's check on our tomatoes. So our tomatoes are in there for a few, you can actually start seeing them blister and separate. We're just gonna start mixing it around and make sure we get all those flavors in there. And we're gonna put this closer to the fire and we want these to explode. All right, so we're gonna pull this lamb out. Man, look at that. Look at that color. Just absolutely delicious. You should smell the aroma coming off this thing. It's just absolutely amazing. All right, we just pulled our cherry tomatoes out. They've exploded. The skin started coming off. Man, that pan is hot. Had to put a little extra towel there to protect myself, but look at that wonderful flavor. All right, so we added our 2nd round of seasoning. Curried lamb. We got our shallots, carrots, garlic, our lamb. We added our soul seasoning, our curry powder, salt and pepper. Absolutely delicious. Now let's get this plated and start eating. So we plated our curried lamb. We have our roasted pepper hummus. We have our curry. We have our roasted tomatoes. We got a little sage, extra virgin olive oil. We got our fresh made pita. Look at that pocket. Absolutely delicious. And of course, to finish, fried chickpeas, sorry. Enjoy.
All right, guys, there you have it. I'd like to thank Pete for our first wood-fired oven collaboration. I am starving. We're all starving behind the camera, so now we are going to eat. Please subscribe to our channel and his new channel, and we will see you very soon.